Greetings, scholars. I want to take a few moments to talk to you about the sample MLA research paper that is on Blackboard and to give you some final instructions about the final paper. So here, I'm going to click on the sample MLA research paper, and you'll see this video here, but I want to just point to some things for you. So let's look at the sample MLA research paper. This is how your document should look when you submit it to me on Blackboard. Okay. So it didn't download for some reason, so let me do it again. And of course, something is wrong. There we go. Keep clicking on it. If it doesn't open, just keep clicking on it. So look at this. The final research paper should look like this. Okay. And I want to go through some things, and I want to make sure we understand what I meant by the 70-30 rule. So you have your last name, first name, put my name, English 102, whatever your section number is, and the due date. You should have a title. By the way, if you look at the heading for this, MLA requires that you double space the heading. You've been single spacing your heading for the entire semester, but for the research paper, the final paper should be double spaced with the heading. So, and I'm going to go over that, say that in another video. You're going to center your title, I want to be rich. So listen to me carefully. You're writing this research paper in sections, okay? So the first section of the research paper should be labeled just as it is here, section 1, introduction. So in the introduction, I told you on the other outline for directions that this should be 3 paragraphs. You should have the thesis statement, which is Roman numeral number 1 from your general argument outline and documented outline, should be the last sentence in the paragraph. You should have a paragraph of definition and history, and I reversed the order of the paragraphs for this assignment. I know in your instructions it says do history, then do definition, but that really does not matter, okay? It really does not matter as long as you have a paragraph of definition, a paragraph of history. So look at this. I underlined key things in each paragraph to let you know what I was doing. For example, it is clear that I am defining in this paragraph because I say a lottery is defined as a means of raising money by selling numbered tickets and giving prizes to the holders of numbers drawn at random, right? That's my definition. The rest of the paragraph basically centers on how a lottery works. How does a lottery work? And I go into detail about how to play a lottery, right? So remember, definition isn't just a sentence definition. You must also tell me how a thing works. What are characteristics of a thing, right? So in this paragraph, keep it 5 to 8 sentences. Just give me a definition. The next paragraph is history, background information. And again, I underline the history. The first, computer won't cooperate. It says here the first modern government-run U.S. lottery was established in Puerto Rico in 1934, right? So all of this is historical information. And one of the things I want to point out to you, which is the exception to the rule. MLA says that if you borrow information, all of the information in the paragraph, and this is the only instance where you'll do this. When you're doing history, you are free to take all of the history from one source, right? You document a paragraph in this instance. So all of the historical information came from one source, right? So I'm going to document the paragraph. Well, how do you document a paragraph? And what's different between documenting a paragraph and documenting a sentence? Basically, at the end of the paragraph, you're going to put a period. And then you're going to give me the parenthetical reference where you got the information. In parentheses, there's no punctuation after because I am documenting the paragraph. Because I am well aware of MLA rules, I know this is correct. I know that this person or I am documenting the entire paragraph and not a sentence. This is different than when I get down here and I'm documenting a sentence because the period goes after the parenthetical reference, right? Whereas if I'm documenting the paragraph, the period comes at the end of a sentence and there is no punctuation after the parenthetical reference that lets me know where I'm going to find this information on the works cited list. That is documenting a paragraph. Documenting a sentence, remember the period goes after the parenthetical reference because I am just documenting this sentence. Everything highlighted in blue, that's my sentence, that's what I'm documenting. This paragraph, right? Everything in this paragraph is being documented. So I'm going to follow format. I'm going to put a period at the end of the sentence, and I'm going to give my parenthetical reference at the end. Okay. Make sure you distinguish between documenting an entire paragraph versus documenting a single sentence or a few sentences in your research. Okay. So let's talk about section 2. Section 2 will be your argument. Okay. And again, you're going to leave my section heading here, the argument. I have the topic sentence from Roman numeral number 2, a state lottery helped to fund education in the state of Alabama. Now let's talk about the 70-30 rule. When I talked about the 70-30 rule, I said that only 30% of the paragraph can be researched. So roughly, this is my research highlighted in blue. Everything else in here, including my topic sentences highlighted in yellow, these are my own words. This is how I feel about the topic. This is my analyzation of the topic sentence. This is my explanation. So look at this. A state lottery will help to fund education in the state of Alabama. That is my topic sentence. Now I'm giving my point of view. If there is one thing that public schools in the state of Alabama need, it is more money. For years, teachers have often had to purchase the necessary supplies for their classrooms and their students themselves. These out-of-pocket expenses for chalk, construction paper, markers, writing utensils, etc. create financial hardships for educators who already struggle to carry out an existence, to carve out an existence, on a teacher's salary. Adopting the state lottery could help to ease this financial burden, and schools could reap the benefits of more funding into the education system. For those in the state of Alabama who are skeptical of the states actually funneling the appropriated money into the school system, research illustrates that using lottery money actually works. Here's my research. According to a report at the Washington Post, Virginia generated nearly $22 million in revenue just from the Mega Millions game alone. All of the proceeds reportedly go directly into the state's education budget chin, right? My research, going back to my words, it would be easy for the state of Alabama to follow the rules and policies of incorporating the money raised from the lottery into the state budget because it can emulate the policies of those states that already use the lottery to fund education. So look at this. Remember the 70-30 rule. 70% of the paragraphs that you write have to be in your own words. They have to be, right? You see the example here, right? Only 30%. What's highlighted in blue? This is all the research that I've used in this paper. Everything else comes from my own experience, what I know about teaching because I've been teaching for so long, and what I know from my friends who are also teachers in the education system. I have an opinion, okay? You have an opinion. The purpose of this research paper is for you to be able to share your opinion using clear thinking and logic in order to convince readers that you are right on an issue. So this is my argument. Everything here is argument. Alabama doesn't have a state lottery. I'm just arguing that it should, and I want to give valid reasons, right? So here is how I want you to develop your research. Remember what I also said, you can put your research anywhere in the paragraph. It doesn't have to be the second sentence, but the paragraph flows. If you read the paragraph again to yourself, you should see everything here flows. The research comes naturally within the body of the paragraph. It adds support to the things that I am explaining or arguing in the paragraph. So that is what I want you to do. Look at each paragraph. You have a topic sentence. Everything that's not highlighted in blue. Oops, I don't know how that opened. Everything that is not highlighted in blue, right? These are my words. These are my words. These are my thoughts. These are my feelings. This is how I am going to argue the issue in the paper. I'm only using research 30% of the paragraph, roughly, right, to support what it is I'm saying. Look at this paper. Look at this paper. Make sure that when you write your paper, you are following the 70-30 rule, right? 70% of the paragraph must be your own words. And remember, everything highlighted in yellow, those are my words also. And only 30% can be research. Look at format. Section headings are throughout the paper. Section 3 are the counter arguments. You know you have to have the opposing view. And section 4 is the conclusion. Remember, there are videos. I have discussion videos where I go through each section of the paper and I talk to you about formatting each section of the paper and writing each section of the paper. So this is the final research paper and how your paper should look. Now, I always get the question, do I have to highlight my thesis statement and my topic sentences and my research? No, you do not. I am only highlighting these things because I need to show you where they fit, where they came from the outline, right? This was on the outline. Everything in yellow was on the outline. Everything in blue was on the documented outline. It's your research. Everything that's not highlighted, these are my own words, and this is what I am expecting of you. The works cited page should be the last page on the document. Remember, alphabetical order. If it has no author, alphabetize according to the first letter in the title. Okay. As always, okay, if you have any questions, please let me know. Email me. I'm happy to work with you. I'm happy to answer any questions. If we need a Zoom video, ask me for a Zoom conference. I am happy to provide that for you. As always, good writing to you, and I will see you in the next video.